This is lesson 1.3, Writing Expressions. Writing expressions is the ability of translating verbal phrases into math operations. What that means is you're going to take phrases or sentences and you're going to dissect them and then decide what kind of operations you're going to put them into. You're going to be writing equations using multiplication, division, subtraction, addition, and even exponents. There are some key words to look for in word problems to help you distinguish which operations to use. For addition, you want to look for the words sum, plus, total, and more than. In subtraction, you want to look for difference, less than, and minus. In multiplication, look for the words times, product, of. Of is really important. As soon as you see of, think multiplication. And the fourth one, division, look for quotient and divided by. You should be able to recognize these words and immediately translate them into math operations. So start to try to think that way as you read a sentence. Like, what kind of math operation can I put this into? Here are some examples. When we look at the sum of 2 and x, sum denotes addition. So the sum of 2 and x would be 2 plus x. The difference of a number n and 6, difference is always subtraction. You take the first number that's listed, and in this case a variable is representing a number, and that's going to be the first unit in your expression. So because it says the difference of a number n and 6, what comes before the and goes first in the subtraction. So this becomes n minus 6. And the third one, a number y minus 5, is pretty straightforward. It's just y minus 5. 12 times a number y would be 12y. Remember, for multiplication, we're not using an x here. We're just putting the number next to the variable. 1/3 of a number x, here's where of denotes multiplication. 1/3 of a number x becomes 1/3 times x. And last, quotient of a number k and 12, quotient is division. So k and 12, k will go in the numerator, and 2, k and 2 will go in the denominator. So it becomes k divided by 2. Remember that order is really important in subtraction and division, so you have to be careful and read the wording very carefully. Try these examples. 4 less than the quantity of 6 times a number n. Then I want you to have 4 less than something that's being multiplied, because we have 6 times the number n. So we're going to write 6n, and we're going to take 4 less than it. That means it's going to be 6n minus 4. 3 times the sum of 7 and a number y starts bringing in a grouping symbol. We want to add together 7 and a number y, put parentheses around it, and multiply it by 3. The difference of 22 and the square of a number m. Remember, when you have difference of with two numbers, the first one that's mentioned always comes first in the subtraction. So this is going to be 22 minus the square of a number m is m squared. So 22 minus m squared. Now here's a word problem. You cut a piece of ribbon length L from an 8-foot piece. How much is left? Okay. If you start with 8 feet, you're going to start with the number 8. Okay. So we're going to do that. So we start with the 8. And you're going to cut a piece of ribbon from it. That means you're going to remove 8 feet from it. So we're taking L away from 8, so you're going to subtract the L. So if we have L stand for length, this becomes 8 minus L, our expression. Okay? Whenever it says from a certain size piece, that is your initial length. So you want to start with that as your first number. And because you're cutting things off, that becomes subtraction. So it's going to be 8 minus L. When we look at rates, rates are fractions that compare two quantities, and they're measured in different units. If the denominator is only 1 unit, then the rate is actually called the unit rate. This is important, and I know you've used unit rates before, like miles per hour or feet per second. You'll note in those that the denominator is just 1 unit. That makes it a unit rate. Okay, and you can see the examples that I put here: 55 miles per hour, 2 meters per second. Okay, in the denominator you just have 1 unit, so that becomes a unit rate. In example 1, you have a car traveling 110 miles in 2 hours. Here you have to find the unit rate. Remember, a rate is one quantity divided by another quantity. And you have to reduce it so that there's only 1 unit left in the denominator. So if a car is traveling 110 miles in 2 hours, that's 110 miles per 2 hours. That's 110 divided by 2, or 55 divided by 1. I reduced that fraction, so make sure you can do that. In example 2, your monthly cell phone bill, it's $30 and includes 300 minutes. 1 month you paid $3.75 for 15 extra minutes. Find the total bill if you use 22 extra minutes. So the first thing we're going to do is calculate the unit rate. And the unit rate is $3.75 per 15 minutes because they made you pay that for the extra 15 minutes. You can take those two numbers and divide them and get that you're being charged 25 cents per minute. So to figure out your total bill, that's the $30, the monthly fee that you're charged, no matter what you spend or call or how long you're on the phone, plus the charge for the extra minutes. So it's $30 plus 25 cents per the times the 22 extra minutes. So total, you're going to be charged $35.50. Just remember in unit rate that you always have to reduce the fraction. Make sure your denominator is 1 no matter what the unit is.